Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is Randolph Mayor Joe Hathaway. Mayor Hathaway, thank you so much for joining me.
Brittany, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Last month, Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill claimed victory in New Jersey's governor's race against the Republican Jack Ciattarelli. Now you are the sole Republican running to fill her congressional seat. So to start off the conversation, what made you decide to throw your hat in the ring and run?
Yeah, absolutely. So happy to tell you a little bit about myself and why I decided to run for Congress. I'm 38 years old. I'm the mayor here in Randolph Township in Morris County. I've served on our council for about 4 years now. And when this campaign started for Congress, I was a dad of two. I'm now a dad of three. We had my second daughter about a month ago. We've been doing the newborn thing again and getting back in that rhythm, which is always fun. But as a young dad, and I think when I see a lot of other young families in our district, and even the generation younger than us, I think that a lot of us grew up in this part of the country believing when we were younger, we were taught that if I work hard, if I make the most of my God-given talent, and if I treat people with respect, right, if I do things the right way, that America and New Jersey is a place where I can be successful, where I can reach my dreams and achieve my goals. And I think if you fast forward to today, a lot of people in their mid 30s or late 20s kind of look around and say, hey, I held up my end of the bargain. I did things the right way, but the system's not working for me. It's just not. And then I think if you look at even the generation younger than us, the generation that's just coming of age, just coming of voter age, or coming out of college, the Gen Z group, they don't think the system's broken. They don't think it's ever worked at all because they've grown up in a political environment that's us versus them, that's Republican versus Democrat, that's fighting and name calling and attacks and even violence at times. They don't remember a time like when we were growing up and, we had a post 9/11 time where, yeah, people disagreed and there were different policies and parties, but people came together to work hard for people and to get things done for the country and for the people they represent. And so I'm running in this race because I believe we need to get back to that. I think we need less politicians running and serving in Washington that are more interested in headlines and news cycles and scoring, political points with their base, and more people who are willing to roll up their sleeves and work hard and get things done for people at the end of the day, the people they represent. Having served as a mayor at the local level, I have experience doing that, right? In my job, it's about getting things done, getting the basics done very well. Randolph's a very well-run town, and we have a government that gets the fundamentals right. We have a strong law enforcement in our community, keeping our people safe. We improve our infrastructure. We address our parks and our roads, and we do things, and then we get out of the way and let people who are already working hard do things to make their lives better too. So I believe we need to get back to that spirit of service and hard work for people. That's what I'm going to bring to the table in this race, and that's what I hope to bring for the people of CD11 down in Washington.
I think that the beginning of your answer there really hits a nerve with a lot of people who are in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s. I'm in my 30s, and I have a very similar conversation with my friends all of the time where people feel slighted. You went to college or you started working, you've been working your whole life, and you're really still living paycheck to paycheck. People think that they're just kind of turning their wheels in the mud a little bit. Nothing feels as affordable as it once looked in the 90s when we were growing up. And it's really not a partisan conversation, right? You could have the same conversation with a Democrat as a Republican. People feel really frustrated. People feel that, the cost of living is going up. Life is no longer affordable. I mean, how are you going to address that if you become a member of Congress?
Yeah, affordability. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. That's what people are searching for. And they're searching for it regardless of party, especially younger generation. Right? If it doesn't matter if someone has an R next to their name or a D next to their name. What matters is are they going to do things that make my life better? Now, I believe the people of this district want that, but I don't think that people necessarily think that means it's government's job to to give me that, right? Look, if you live in this part of the state, in this part of the country, you're already working hard, right? You've already done things the right way. You're trying to make it work. You're in your career, you're trying to get ahead and do things and be successful, maybe start a business. And so I believe we need to get government out of the way, get back to the basics. Whereas, I think some of my opponents may say you need more government or, more programming, more of a role of bigger government in your life to make things better. I just fundamentally disagree with that approach. But look, I'll tell you, and it goes back to one of the first things we just talked about. But home ownership is such a challenge here in this part of the country, and certainly in this part of the state. So from a policy perspective, I think one of the first things I would love to do and love to work on right away from day one, getting down to Washington, would be to eliminate taxes for first-time home buyers, so that they have more room to get their life started, right? Because if you can buy a home, and there's a reason home ownership is the American dream, and has been for decades. If you can buy a home, plant your roots, build your family, build your career in a community that you care about, that's how people will achieve those dreams that we all believed back in the 90s. So if we can get government out of the way by doing something like eliminating taxes on first-time home buyers to get them off to that strong start, that's a great way that we can help deliver that affordability to people. And I hope it's something that would be an absolutely bipartisan approach down in Washington.